So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to find the air filter in your 2IS Lexus IS250. And if in fact you clicked on this video because the problem is with your HVAC blend door actuator, I'm going to show you guys how to find that and avoid it breaking in the future if in fact that's the reason why you clicked on this video. So as you guys can see here, I've got the passenger door open and we're just going to have a seat on the passenger side and look inside the glove box. So you're going to see that you've got this tray inside the glove box. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull that out. And towards the back of the glove box, you're going to see there's a little compartment that can open. And if in fact you pull this out and you open it, that is your air filter in there. Now the problem, and most likely the reason why you clicked on this video, is because you've maybe just purchased a used Lexus IS250, or you just got your oil change at a new place and they asked you if you wanted to get your air filter changed and you said yes. And then a few days later, when you tried to turn the defrost on, you're getting a really loud clicking noise as soon as you turn the defrost on or AC controls or anything. And the problem is your HVAC blend door actuator lever. So other than the fact that we know that these Lexus IS250s are the most reliable vehicles on the road, one of the downsides to some of the parts behind the dash is that a lot of the parts are made of plastic. So as you can see there, this is my air filter. I'm not going to pull it out, but if in fact I want to pull it out, that's my air filter. And what happens is when you switch from defrost to AC, a door goes down. Because when we look at our controls, you've got recirculating air, which is the air that just flows in the inside. And then you've got air that releases to the outside. So what happens is when you get your air filter changed, and it's not so much about the employees not knowing what they're doing, but rather with these Lexuses, because the parts are made of plastic. So what happens is if in fact your thermostat is not set to recirculation mode, when they try to pull that air filter out, what tends to happen is one of the levers on the door tends to break. And so when that lever breaks, because it's very easy to break because it's made of plastic, what happens is when you play with your thermostat later on, when you go to turn the defrost on and the door needs to shut in order for the defrost to go on, the door can't go down because the lever is broken. And that's the noise that you're hearing. The motor that controls the door to close the door when you turn on the defrost. So to avoid this problem in the future, you want to be aware of it, especially if you're getting your oil changed at a new place, let's say Midas or Mr. Lube, and employers are not aware of the issue with the Lexus IS250, is to make sure that your recirculation on your thermostat is turned on when you go to change your air filter. Because if in fact recirculation mode is not turned on and the door is open to let ventilation out, when they rip the air filter out, the blend door will break. And so this is a problem that I ran into when I first purchased this car. This is a 2007 model. I've had it for about a year, and this is probably the only problem that I've had with the vehicle. However, if in fact you run into this problem, the blend door actuator is not a very easy part to come by, and it's not cheap as well. So it took 2 weeks to order from Lexus, and Lexus is the only place that you're going to be able to get one. And I believe it cost me around $700. Now, if in fact you are able to take apart the whole dash and replace the actuator door yourself, then that's great. However, I got it done at a local shop in my neighborhood, and it cost me a few $100s in labor on top of the $700 I paid for the actual blend door. So if in fact you've run into this problem and you want to avoid this problem in the future, because it's something that could be a reoccurring problem if you aren't aware of how to avoid it, Or it could be maybe the first problem that you run into when you are changing your filter. If in fact you're getting your oil change, because oftentimes when you get your oil change, it's something that they ask, do you want us to change your air filter, right? So if in fact you say yes to changing your air filter, be aware that recirculation mode on your thermostat needs to be turned on, and even just turned on before you turn the car off, because by turning this on before you turn the car off, you are ensuring that the door is closed. But if recirculation mode is not turned on and the door is open, when they pull out the filter, the Actuator blend door will break, because as you can see, all the parts back there are all plastic, and the lever and the parts attached to the motor for the Actuator door aren't really the strongest parts back there. So that is probably one of the biggest problems that you may face with your Lexus IS250. Of course, we know these are the most reliable vehicles on the road. You are never going to see any engine lights in your car. You're never going to have engine trouble, no transmission nut trouble. But when it comes to the air filter and the Actuator door, that could definitely be a problem if it's broken and you try to switch from AC to defrost and you're getting a loud banging sound and you have no idea what that problem is. That is the problem. Anyways, catch you guys in the next one.